PFL MMA champ Kayla Harrison is undefeated and once again a PFL MMA playoff qualifier, getting ready for the semifinals, which are in August in South Florida at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, not far from American Top Team where she trains. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, champ. Before we get to helping the people of Miami Surfside and the horrific building collapse, how do you characterize returning to the PFL regular season action after a PFL pandemic shutdown in 2020?
Oh, well, thank you for having me. And, I'm just thrilled. I think that, one of the greatest gifts as an athlete is the opportunity to compete. And obviously, going almost a whole year without being able to get in a cage was tough. I know the year was tough on everyone, so I'm super grateful for the opportunity to compete. I'm excited to go to the semis, and I'm especially excited because it's here in Florida, and I get to put on a show for the Floridians and all of ATT, and hopefully get out there and kick some butt.
And it's interesting, you say put on a show. Gosh, Kayla, your performances are so dominant and just so outstanding. How do you feel about your performances, and do you watch your fights afterwards as well and go through them?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I'm happy with the progress that I'm making. I feel like I'm starting to become a well-rounded MMA fighter, and I know that there's always room for improvement. So, I'm back in the gym, ready to continue to improve, but I'm happy with the performance. We definitely always go back and rewatch and look at areas of improvement, look at things that we can be doing better or different or work on, and there's always something to do, always something to get better at.
There is a really cool photo I believe you posted with Coach Mike Brown and some of your ATT team with you at the fights. Who also do you credit for just helping you improve and grow as a fighter from American Top Team?
That's the beauty of American Top Team is you're just under such great tutelage. You're under, such watchful eyes. Mike Brown is my head coach, but, Steve Mako, who's usually always in my corner, he had a wrestling tournament at the Nationals for his kids, but he's obviously helped me tremendously. Anderson Franca is my striking coach who was there. He's been in my corner since he moved to ATT. I credit him. I finally landed a really solid body kick, so we were pretty excited about that. But everyone at American Top Team, Conan, Pahumpa, Steve Bruno, the new striking coach Artem, the boxing coach Gabriel. I work with all of them, and I'm never shy about asking questions or asking for help. So I consider myself pretty blessed to be able to work with the best coaches in the world.
It's really been a great transition from being the two-time U.S. gold medalist in the Olympics, first-time U.S. athlete in judo, won gold, man or woman. You're the first. And getting that under your belt, and also PFL MMA champion, and now going for another title there. And you're making your home now in South Florida. And we had this tragedy that happened. How did you learn? And I know you addressed it in your post-fight and also at the press conference, but how did you learn of the Surfside building tragedy?
Yeah, actually, I was in Atlantic City for the bubble and for my fight, but my camera guy, Mighty Jax on Instagram is his name, Brian, he reached out to me and said, "Hey, did you see this?" And I had no idea, so then I started watching the news and seeing, just how devastating it was. And obviously, I'm kind of a nomad. I grew up in Ohio, moved to Boston when I was 16, and then moved down here to train for MMA and moved to Florida and made it my home. But I remember when the Boston Marathon bombing happened and how tragic it was. And, I consider Florida my home now. It'll always be part of my journey. And I was devastated to see this and to hear about this tragedy. And I knew I wanted to use my platform speak up and hopefully help the citizens of Miami and Surfside. And I think that's one of the greatest gifts we have as athletes and as I guess entertainers is we have this platform, we have this ability to grab people's attention and point it to things that are important to us. And a lot of times those things may be it's a very selfish thing, to get in a cage and beat people up for a living, but every once in a while you get a chance to do some good. And I feel like this is not really about me. It's not about PFL. It's not about anyone but the victims and survivors of Surfside. And I want to help do my part and shine a light on it, help get them the help that they need.
That is something that you, not only with this, but you have also been doing a lot of helping others and book writing and groups and just all different types of difficult times and in people's lives and going through things. And that's something, you mentioned it, but that's something you're very big on, helping out and helping others. Kayla, I'm wondering too, when you first hear of this too, because it was in Miami and we're up in North Broward, but still, are you thinking, oh gosh, it's whoever it is, it's horrible, but are you thinking too, oh my gosh, is there someone that I know that lives there, or could there be, is that going through the minds too?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's one of those things where, of course, your mind. I'll just relate it again back to the Boston Marathon terrorist attack, and I remember I lived in the Back Bay when that happened. I lived right by the finish line of the marathon, and I remember being so scared. And one of my best friends worked right there, and being terrified, like, oh my God, is everyone okay? Is something happened? And thankfully, everyone was okay. Thankfully, no one I know was in the building collapsed down here. But it puts things in perspective. Life is precious, and we don't know when our time is coming. And it just gives you a newfound sense of gratitude for every day that you're giving, and it gives me a new sense of purpose and passion to make sure I leave my mark on the world and make sure that I'm doing things the right way. And this isn't really like, it's tough because you want to use your platform to do good and you want to speak out and you want to help, but this isn't like, sometimes this isn't about me, this isn't about PFL, this isn't some PR thing, this isn't like, my main goal is, to help those in need. And so on behalf of the Fearless Foundation, which is my foundation, which you mentioned, I'll be making a donation to, I'm going to split between two different charities, the Surfside Hardship Fund and the Shoal Ball Harbor Central Emergency Fund, which Governor DeSantis is working with. And I've reached out to his office about coordinating some efforts with them as well. So, these are people who need help, and doing the right thing is always the right thing.
And Kayla, also with that, when you're in any type of profession, whether it's fighting, whether it's entertainment, other ways, or just whatever it is, working for the government or working at Publix, wherever it is, how do you prepare to go on mentally? Like you were in fight mode or getting ready for your fight. Just how, as an athlete, from your standpoint, how do you just try to separate that part of it when you have to go out there and do your job?
Yeah, I think that for whatever reason, I've always been a doer. My default survival mechanism is always to go into action. So I think that that's how I overcame, being sexually abused. That's how I feel like I've been able to not just survive but thrive, is to turn it into something positive and to try and, although something terrible happens, something beautiful can come of it. And that's kind of how I feel with every tragedy or every opportunity that we're given to give back. Is like, I remember it's a terrible thing, and it's tragic and it's sad, but it's an opportunity for our community to come together. again, I'll point to the Boston bombing, and it's like, out of that terrible thing, you know, we had a real movement where Boston really kind of came together and became Boston strong, you know, and that's something I still think about to this day. And I hope that through my efforts, through the efforts of everyone who's trying to help these victims and these survivors, that we're able to come together as a community and lift them up.
On your behalf, Kayla, PFL and the man in charge, Peter Murray, has donated $10,000 to the American Red Cross South Florida for those efforts for Surfside. I just wanted to know your thoughts of that, and have others reached out to you in the MMA community and or fans, just letting you know that they're going to help and support.
Yeah, so obviously I'm very grateful to Pete and the PFL for you know, stepping up and making a donation. I think that it's a great thing for a company like them to do, especially knowing that they're going to be coming to South Florida here in just a couple months, and reaching out to the community in their time of need is important, and I think it's commendable. I think that I'm going to be making a post probably in the next day or two, where I have had a lot of people reach out, and I'm grateful about that. I'm not excited, but I'm awed by the efforts of fans, and I'm in the process of trying to talk to some people at ATT as well. Like I said, Governor DeSantis. So I'll be making a post within the next few days where you can donate, probably via PayPal or a link tree on my Instagram and on my website. And I'm going to set a time block, and all of the donations received from a certain period of time to the foundation, we will send to the Surfside Harbor Fund, or to one other group that's working directly with the victims. And the Fearless Foundation will be making that donation on behalf of my fans and on behalf of me. So.
Yeah, and what you're doing with the Fearless Foundation is awesome as well, and helping with that and getting that off the ground and work there. And I'm curious, Kayla, have you thought, I mean, we could throw so many ideas out here, but have you thought about auctioning off merchandise or things like that, or autographs, or even like what are those, like Zoom 5 minutes with Kayla, or it's some of your MMA. I don't know, just things that I'm thinking about. There's so much that can be done. I don't know what you might have thought of.
Those are great ideas. I'm actually, I'm working with my team to try and figure out what the best way to raise funds and raise awareness is. At this point, right now I'm just going to be making a donation and setting up a link where people can donate via me or through me, and also putting the links up if they want to donate directly as well. I have a ton of Olympic gear. I have a ton of fight gear. I have so many things that are just sitting up in my attic that definitely I think would be a great thing to do. I'll have to talk to my team and see what happens. My mother's actually just got admitted to the hospital down here, so I'm a little I'm trying to juggle a bunch of things at once right now. So the link will be up here within the next few days, probably tomorrow. And then we'll probably look at doing something like that, maybe auctioning off some fight gear or some really cool Olympic gear or something like that.
Yeah, you could do that. And also, with, like you mentioned before, PFL, the playoffs will be coming to South Florida in August. It's going to be very exciting.
A meet and greet or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whether it be during one of the weigh-ins or wherever or something, that's a possibility as well.
I'll have to talk to Dan about maybe having some fans maybe come do like a private tour of ATT or something like that, since it is close to the public.
Yeah.
Those are some good ideas, Tim.
Yeah, there's lots of things we could throw out here, but that's really cool. And I'll end it with this, because we a lot of serious talk. We obviously for obvious reasons down here and all. But I did want to ask this as well, because I did post this, and I know you saw it too, that during the press conference, or the post-fight press conference, one of the media members, not me, mentioned, I think you know where this is going, your improved WWE style skills on the mic. And I'm wondering, did Dan Lambert comment to you about this at all? Was he excited about this? I know he's big into pro wrestling.
Yes, he's very excited about it. Dan is one of my advisors, I guess you could say, when it comes to, press and things of that nature. The thing is, like, it's not, everyone keeps calling it like WWE style, but it's me just finally kind of being honest. It's things that I probably always say to Dan or to Ricky or to my teammates, but I never say to press. And now I don't know if it's just like lack of patience or a newfound confidence, or maybe just the perfect storm of becoming a mom and all of these different things. But now my give a damn's busted, I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm going to say what I think, and if anyone has a problem with it, they can come see me in the cage.
Yeah, I just think that it's you being you. It's always just when you're natural yourself, no matter who it is. That's the thing. But I'm just thinking that maybe down the road, when all's said and done, and you dominate the whole MMA scene, that'll be you and Dan and WWE. They're on TV, on wrestling. I know, sports entertainment, one of your favorites.
This is a true story, Jim. We were having dinner one night, and I was trying to, I was grilling him about his obsession with wrestling, and I just was trying to understand it, and we were talking about it, and he was like, Kayla, you would be awesome. Awesome. I'm telling you, you would be awesome. And then he, gets this crazy look in his eye, and he's like, you know what? He's like, I have enough belts. I have enough MMA. I have all the MMA belts I need. You, Kayla, it could be you. You could bring me my WWE belt. And I was like, oh my God, this man has lost his mind.
Oh, Kayla, that's awesome. And the thing is, for me, I'd love to see that too.
Oh my goodness, not you too. Yeah, I've still got quite a few years, I think, left in me when it comes to being in the cage. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think quite a few years for sure. Well, Kayla, again, if you want to just mention at the end, we're going to wrap this up now, at the end, that so your social media, where people can find you, so then they'll find information too when you do post that for the people at Surfside and the building tragedy.
Be looking for a post. Either it'll be on my Instagram, which is Judo Kayla, or my Twitter at Kayla H. And then I'll also be making sure to post something on my website, which is KaylaHarrison.com, and the foundation's website as well, which is going to be fearlessfoundation.org. We're in the middle of kind of rebuilding it and adding a PayPal direct donate button to it, so that should be up and running within the next few days. And I'll be sure to let everyone know via social media as soon as it is.
Well, Kayla, thank you as always. And yes, you are a champion, and you are a MMA fighter, a warrior, a judo Olympic champion. But I appreciate you more as the person you are, and for all these efforts that you do. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity, and it's always a pleasure to speak to you. You're the best.
Aw, thanks, Kayla. All the best. We'll see you in August in South Florida, PFL MMA Playoffs.
That's right. We'll see you in August.